So mermaids versus Orin and dark. Okay, so we have sandwich mermaids and nomads opposite the sandwich. Surely nomads are first bid, yeah. And we do get a first bid of nomads. There's probably an argument that it could be darklings here, but I think it's probably just nomads, especially with this track. This just looks like a very solid track for nomads. They don't have a color neighbor. You should be able to hit the edge scoring well. They're pretty solid on lakes, really, because they can just like sandblast through their problems. Yeah, and everyone in the game seems to agree, because we've already got them bid down 11 points. I would probably be bidding darklings at this point, but Fruity does not agree and continues bidding nomads here. Getting a bit of a thing from Phyrex, who, okay, he's going darklings, yeah. Yeah, there's a certain point which it's got to just be darklings or darklings. Yeah, Red. Yeah, darklings looking like a snack for sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of a darklings hater, but relative to some other people. But like, surely this is just too many points. I mean, yeah, they're part of the sandwich, but like, surely you just get your sank up round 2, have enough priests, and just like go digging, and you're just darklings, and you just make a bunch of points. And the track is really high scoring, but the lack of points on pass tiles is not amazing for someone like nomads compared to darklings. Like, darklings just love big building and both coins tiles in. It's just so nice for them. And nomads can't take something like ship score or dwelling scoring to get some more points. They just really have to smash the track and like get Earth 1. What's the cult game looking like? So nomads could just like open Stronghold here, possibly. They're probably going to build it round 2 if they can. Like, their plan might be like temple 2 dwellings and try to force the Stronghold out round 2, something like that. Can Orin dominate the cults? I mean, Darklings should have minimal cult presence unless they can like snag 2 key, which they definitely could be able to. Nomads will probably have 1 temple for pretty much the entire game. Yeah, I agree, Red. Yeah, you probably cannot temple 2 dwellings here as nomads, because I haven't even talked about it enough. So Orin are almost certainly going to take Spade here, right? And then Darklings surely take big building. I guess they could take the priest, but probably not. And then nomads here are left with worker power or priests. I guess they could take temp ship and go for like a 2 ship opening to get out temple 2 dwellings. Though then you're pretty coin poor for a while. And then you're just not getting your Stronghold out round 2. I think there's just like no way. And you're right, yeah. I mean, mermaids for sure are just taking a power tile here, whether it's temp ship or whether it's worker power, and then they're just going to take double dig. So nomads are probably just getting getting a single dwelling out here. I guess you could take temp ship and like start G5, dig F6, and then you use your temp ship to take D7. And then you wouldn't have to ship again, and your coins wouldn't be as much of a problem. But I mean, I assume Nomad's plan is temple plus dwellings here with Fire 1, but they could just be going. They could just go Stronghold, I guess. It really doesn't hit the track, though. And it's kind of awkward since you're not on. I mean, you don't even start on big building. I guess you could start on worker power and open stronghold and get out one dwelling. Yeah. Like I said before, they could try 2-ship with temp ship, and then you could start like G6 and pick up D7 and what is that, C9 or C8. I agree that it looks sad, because I think you're just going to be coin poor for roughly forever if you do that. I think if you're trying to get out Temple 2 dwellings, it's temp ship plus dig F6. You either start D7 and dig F6, or you start G5 or G6 and dig F6. I mean, nomads can Temple 2 dwellings, but D5. Yeah, I guess, or that. Yeah. It's temp ship 2 dwellings with a single dig is the only way they're getting it, which I think is probably fine, honestly. Like, I don't think that's incredibly sad. Like, you're not getting double dig, but you can take either of the single dig temp ship lines. I think 2-ship would be quite bad. You want to take temp ship anyways? I mean, I don't really view it as you have to deny mermaids temp ship here. I do think that might be Nomad's best line, just because they want to get out 2 dwellings and doing. And you're only doing that with temp ship, either 2-shipping or single dig. Yeah, E5 instead of F6. Yeah, that's true. Regardless, I do think that there's absolutely no way that hate drafting a tile. Yeah, I agree that. Yeah, I don't think hate drafting is worth it, but I don't think it's a hate draft. I think temp ship is just the best line. Like, I would never hate draft a tile as nomads here. I just think temp ship is just the best. Yeah, because you get the worker back from the extra dwelling. Like, I'd rather just pump out more dwellings here as nomads. Like, yeah, you lose the worker from worker power, but I don't think it makes nomads sad. I mean, it's not like worker power lets you do anything incredible on nomads here. I mean, I think if anything, like the argument for not temp ship is like priest or coins. Honestly, like worker power. Well, like, what is worker power doing for you, Red? I don't know. I think you just do whatever you can to get out Temple 2 dwellings here, which I think is temp ship, right? I don't think it's a spike play. That being said, I think paying 25 points for nomads here is kind of insane. This looks vastly overbid to me, but I'm no Lakes expert, so I mean, I could easily be wrong here. I mean, obviously, all of these players are quite strong, so I don't want to be too rash with my criticisms of the bidding, but this seems like a lot of points for nomads, in my opinion. Like 13 points over Darklings and 25 points over Mermaids just seems like a ton. Like, even if Mermaids don't get temp ship here, like, I get they're in a sandwich, but how bad is their game really? Like, they can't get smothered. I mean, even Orin. I mean, green is trash on this map, but like, Orin get the spade. Orin can probably play a good Colt game. It just doesn't seem like they're 25 points worse than nomads. Though I guess with Fire and Ice scoring on, like, if you get disconnected here as Orin, you could be in a world of hurt. Yeah, I agree, Matt. I think Orin look fine at this price. I think Mermaids honestly look fine at this price, even though they're in a sandwich, but maybe it's uglier than I'm making it out to be. Yeah, edge scoring is on. I think if Fire and Ice scoring were off, I think this auction would already be over. I think with Fire and Ice scoring off, this would be I don't think any of these players would be bidding these prices if Fire and Ice scoring were off. But I think even with it on, this is a lot to pay for Nomads. But that's just me. Yeah, I agree. Right. I think it's a lot, but it makes a lot more sense than if you're viewing this through the lens of no Fire and Ice scoring on. We'll see who the first person willing to go to Orin is. I guess the fear with Orin here is just you're getting 0 network endgame probably. Like even if you connect, the problem might be just that you're so cramped. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Matt. I think this is enough. I think this is enough points to be getting as Orin that it's fine. Water 2 Darklings. I don't know about that. I don't know about Water 2 Darklings. I think the answer is probably never Water 2 Darklings, but yeah, I think Darklings I think might honestly be the best value here because I think they can just crush edge scoring and probably crush network. They're at least on the outside of the sandwich. They're not opposite the sandwich, but I mean they're Darklings. They just dig through everything, and they hit edge scoring. They just get a whole bunch of points from digging, and the track is really high scoring, but there's no pass tiles in the game, so. Yeah, wonderful. Sorry. I mean, this is Fruity's stream, so I can't really change the framing of the game. I'll read it off again for those who weren't here early. Round 1 is water dwellings. Round 2 is big building with fireworkers. Round 3 is digs. Round 4 is water TPs. Round 5 is temple. And then round 6 is TP scoring again. But yeah, I do see that it's cut off, but I can't change it because this is Fruity's stream. I'm just commentating it. Yeah, when there's a water 2 angle, you must take it. Yeah, it's like en passant in chess. You just have to. It's forced. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's horrible here. I still wouldn't do it, but yeah, yeah. Well, Wonderful plays a lot more Terra Nova than Terra Mystica Red, so I don't think he's memorized the correspondence with all of the cult rewards with the scoring. But yeah, I also don't need to see the full left side to know what the round scoring is either. But okay, so we have Mermaids bid down 5 now. We've got Nomads bid down to 13. So bid down 27 points, and then Darklings bid down 15 points. Yeah, Matt. I guess you weren't here early. Yeah, landscapes are also on, which, is a huge boon to Orin, and everyone else, I would say, benefits roughly equally. I mean, Mermaids probably have the next best escape. Yeah. Another reason to jump to Orin, I get it. You're getting 0 network at the end of the game probably between both network scorings, but can't you just close 3 cults here probably and just chill in a corner and coast off of cult scoring? I don't know. And you start on the spade. It's not even like you get a horrible economic start. Water 2 Orin. I don't love Water 2 Orin, but it could be okay. I mean, you get the priest round 1 to just start actually spamming priest to cults after that, and really get an early lead. And I guess if you're planning on not really contending on network, Water 2 could be okay. Yeah, Water 2 Orin could be okay here. I don't know if I would necessarily do it, but it's certainly defensible. Red, you're saying Darklings could try to play culty. I don't. I think that's pretty bad. I think Orin are just going to kind of destroy you on the cults if you try and do that. I think you kind of just shoot yourself and Orin in the face if you try and go culty as Darklings here. Like, even if you win the race to 2-key, like, you're going to have to defend with so many priests. I just don't think it's worth it. And you might have excess priests that you don't absolutely need for digging, but don't you want to kind of just dedicate your priests towards, like, digging out the edge and stuff like that? Like, I think Darklings have better angles than cults here. That's just me. Everyone's stubbornly not going to Orin, though. Let's see if Fruity is considering it here. Temple Fire, Matt says Temple Fire 1 plus 2 dwellings into round 2. Stronghold is the goal. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the goal. I think you can defensively go Water 2 here. I don't think it's the best, though. I think you really want to try and get that Stronghold out round 2. Yeah, I agree, Super. I think this is just a lot to pay for pretty much every other faction over Orin at this point, with landscapes on. I mean, I think you're going to get 0 network points as Orin with Fire and Ice on. That's really the only problem I see. Yeah, Matt, I totally agree. Nomads, like, this is just an insane amount of points to pay for Nomads. I can't get behind this. This is I think this is just way too much over, honestly, everyone at this point. Like, maybe 22 points over Mermaids is fine. But I think 12 points over Darklings is too much, and 29 points over Orin, I think, is just kind of insane. I mean, you're Orin with landscapes on, and you get the Spade and C4. Like, it's lakes, so it's terrible, and it's Fire and Ice scoring that you're probably not going to hit, and you're a part of the sandwich even if you're not inside it. But 29 points is a lot of points. Okay, Fruity's going, it looks like. All right, let's see. Yeah, I think Fruity got a great deal here, honestly. All right, so we get E4 from Mermaids. Pretty expected. Nothing really to say about that. That's pretty standard placement. I'm no Lakes player, but that's definitely standard. I agree, Red, that Sandwich Merms could be solid. But I do think Orin are probably the better deal. Like, I don't think it's worth paying 9 points to play Sandwich Merms. I guess maybe if they can somehow get Tempship, like if Nomads don't take Tempship here, and they can just full Dwelling Rush, or like mini rush, I guess, then sure. But I don't know if that's happening. Yeah, Super. Yeah, Fruity's reading the chat. He knew to go for sure. I mean, Red, if you go F8, then you're probably getting disconnected, right? Which I don't think. So Red Raymond chat is suggesting going F8 as Mermaids here, and I think you're probably getting disconnected if you do that. It does get you It does get you 2 hexes with double dig here, but I mean, I feel like you can go elsewhere and still do that, right? Like, can't you can just go h5 or something, and then like dig i4 and e3, unless you think you're getting. I guess you're getting darklings on e3. If you expect e3 and d6 here, then I guess that could be a problem. Though you could go h5 and just dig through, or h6. Sorry, you could go h6 and just dig through h5. Yeah, I agree. Super. I think f8 is kind of a trap. Also, are you getting a neighbor over on f8 like ever? I guess it helps you with edge scoring, but edge scoring does nothing for you if you don't actually connect up over to the rest of your network. Okay, so we do get double center from Orin here, so they are going to at least try to play for some kind of network, or at least leave open the possibility of that. So we get d6 g3. Yeah, I kind of agree, Matt. I think C2 is probably better, and you just punt any network chances. I guess you still have some connection dreams that probably will never happen with like taking F3 and I3 at some point, but that's. I guess he really wanted some connection angle here as Orin, and I think that's just dead if you go C2. But I think the problem is that even though he's connected, he probably won't get any network points anyway. And so you think, okay, you someone in chat saying hard dig round 1 with the spade to get to I3 as Orin. I mean, for one thing, you could run into an issue of mermaids could just start. Oh well, okay, now mermaids have placed C6. But mermaids could get temp ship theoretically here, and then H4 is just gone. Yeah, they don't start H4, start C6. So that's definitely a huge boon to Orin as long as mermaids don't get temp ship. If mermaids don't get temp ship here, then Orin should be able to carve out the south there, though they'll have neighbor problems unless Eric chooses to neighbor them on F4. I agree that no man should be taking temp ship, but we don't know that for sure. Just waiting on Eric's placement here. I assume he's debating like. Okay, yeah, I thought he was debating F4 or D7, and he goes D7. Or no, he had already placed D7. He went A5. Yeah, he'd already placed D7. A5 is actually somewhat surprising, especially if you're planning on going temp ship, though I guess he's worried about just losing that to Darklings quickly. You could always just dig C3 out and take A5 round 1 with temp ship, but. You think Orin are looking at 2 shipping here, Matt? I kind of doubt it just because mermaids might take B6 anyways, and that's a ton of coins to invest. They just take spade here. I think they're just going temple, 1 dwelling. No F4 is a huge loss here. I mean, I guess it's not a huge loss because nomads wouldn't be upgrading F4 anyways, but they kind of need H4 now. They're pretty hemmed in here. You really want to win the race to H4 here as Orin. Yeah, hard dig is for sure in play. I mean, you saw me say there's no way he does that. I've seen people like, I think Deep Finesse did that in a Lakes game that I saw where he hard dug as Orin that same hex round 1. Okay, priest goes to okay. Wait, mermaids took priest instead of worker power, so they're angling for shipping. So now H4 is just not happening. I assume that's the motivation behind the second priest, at least. Mermaids are most likely looking to go single priest to water and then use the other priest for shipping, is my guess. So mermaids go 2 ship here, pick up H4, H5, or H4, H6, sorry. And Fruity is even mousing over this, seeing this himself. I think we're getting 2 ship out of mermaids here, and then the other priest is going to water. Obviously, mermaids could also 3 ship here, though it only gets them 1 extra hex and is way too many coins. So I think this is 2 ship and priest to water for mermaids. And then they just probably go temple 2 dwellings with fire 1. And the not going for double dig here as mermaids is definitely huge for nomads now that they get double dig. Might actually make it worth it. Yeah, Fruity can beat. I guess Fruity can beat mermaids to H4 is the problem for mermaids since they chose to take the priest first, but Fruity just wants C4 to build a temple here. Passes up the aggressive hard dig plus single spade to get to H4 in time. You think the priest was a throw from Merms? Oh, and Merms also now lose first priest to water. I mean, they still get the water reward with second priest, so I guess it's not a disaster, but losing out on that 2 power is a bit of a bummer. I don't really know how I feel about that priest to water from Darklings. I guess you get the priest back. It can't be bad, and then you get another spade in round 4. It does leave questions about what they're doing if they don't get enough to go sanctuary here. Okay, so the workers' action's still there. They need 18 coins and the workers' action to get out sanctuary here, which I assume is their plan if they sent that priest. So if they get the workers' action here, then they still need 4 more leech, if I'm counting right, because they have 15 coins plus 2 extra power in bowl 2. So they need an extra 4 power in bowl 2. So I believe Darklings need 4 leech still to get sanctuary out here, unless they want to go like water 2 or something like that. I guess, or go earth 2, and then they only need 3 more leech. Darkling's getting double dig. I Okay, so it's currently Eric's turn. All right, they both have the same bowl, Darklings and Nomads. Darklings probably just get one more leech here from Nomads, and then our Nomad's going to get enough leech coming back around. Oh, I guess Darklings are getting Double Dig if they want it. I guess Eric calculated that he was not going to get the leech for Double Dig here. Because Ornn would be upgrading C4, and I guess he... Wait. Surely Nomads were able to get Double Dig over Darklings, right? Like, if Nomads just Temple there, I guess Mermaids go shipping, and then Darklings upgrade B4, and then Nomads only get one leech, and then you're short. No, I think there was a chance Eric was getting denied Double Dig, right? Like, if Mermaids just built their dwelling first instead of upgrading there. Like, if you just finish out your... Like, his choices were either take Single Dig or finish his temple out. And if he finishes out his temple, what motivation do Mermaids really have to upgrade E4 immediately? So if they just build H4, Darklings upgrade B4, Ornn upgrade C4, then you're a power short and you have nothing to do as Nomads, right? I think that's Eric's thought process here. I don't think it was solely that he wanted Single Dig over Double Dig. I mean, it does still get him the same number of hexes, but surely you could just like float C7 or something, and it would be worth it to take Double Dig over Single Dig for that reason. I think he was concerned about losing, about not getting the power for Double Dig, and then though I guess the argument against that is who's taking Single Dig from you? I guess Ornn could take Single Dig from you. And then if Single Dig goes and you don't have the power for Double Dig, then you're really in a bad spot. I agree that they were interchangeable enough, but I think the reason he took Single was because he thought there was a decent chance he was getting denied the double, not that Single Dig was better than Double Dig because of the power loss or whatever. I think he was concerned about losing Double Dig. Yeah, and now you lose C3 to Ornn most likely. And we do have a Water 2 from Ornn. We have a Water 2 from Ornn, and Double Dig's still on the table for Ornn to take. So they're probably just taking C3 here and then picking up C2 next round. Pretty good opener, especially if they can make it onto a coins tile. Let's see about the pass order. So Ornn have 2 actions left, I believe. They're just building C3 and using their Water 2 step. Darklings are trying to get their Sanctuary out, so they have 2 actions left. Mermaids have quite a bit to do, and Eric is just building a dwelling here and passing, so I guess Eric gets 7 coins. And then Darklings maybe get cult coins, because I think they get out of the round before Ornn do, because of the Water 2 step. You think Darklings run out of space? Prioritize C5. So you think B5, C5 is the priority? I mean, I think there's a lot of issues for Darklings here now, especially with Ornn sweeping across through C2. Like, isn't there a chance you're losing A4 to Nomads? And then C2 and B3 to Orin, and then your connection is like a triple dig and 3-ship on A3, which that doesn't look so good. I almost want to say that like A4 is more of a priority for Darklings, which seems insane, but like if you lose that to Nomads, that feels very bad if you're losing A4 here. Now that green is chopping through on C3. Okay, so right. I didn't even think about the fact that we are playing with landscapes. So Orange just build the scape on C3, and then they'll build the dwelling on C2 and secure both this round. You think connecting with Darklings is usually wrong? I mean, I think that depends on the map, but I think with Fire and Ice scoring on, I think connecting with any faction with Fire and Ice scoring on is just always right, or at least trying to, pretty much. You have to have a lot going for you or start with a big point lead if you're not going to connect with Fire and Ice scoring on, which is one of the reasons I don't personally care for Fire and Ice scoring so much, but yeah, I mean, you can score the Fire and Ice scoring without connecting as Darklings, but like surely you would really like to be able to expand in from two places, not just from one place, so that you can keep all of your edge dwellings in one area of the map. That feels it's quite constraining when you feel like you have to do all of your development in one area because you want to score the edge over there. Yeah, I kind of agree, man. I think this game is kind of just over for Orin. Like getting double dig and getting through on C3 here. After getting this many points in the auction, just it feels pretty over. And they're either going to get on a coins tile or get on the big building tile. So, and it looks like big building tile, because Darklings are out of actions now. And yeah, and they're right after, and Orin act right after. Though I guess they still have to build a dwelling, so maybe mermaids pass onto big building. Honestly, even I think if you're worried about mermaids passing onto big building, it's probably worth just passing onto big building tile instead of building that dwelling. Okay, you don't think it's over, Red? I mean, who else do you have hope for, I guess, is the question. Like, who do you see contesting them? Oh, right, yeah, mermaids still need to build their temple. I was thinking the order was the other way. I was thinking mermaids were going to... I was thinking the order was the other way and that mermaids would already have a temple up right now. You think mermaids have the best shot at beating Orin? Yeah, I mean, at least mermaids started on a high point total and went and secured a bunch of space, some natural hexes. Yeah, I mean, they probably have the best shot. But I don't really think Mermaid's game looks incredible. I think it looks second best, maybe. I think Fruity's game looks the best, like, pretty easily here. Like, they're just going to Stronghold next round and get 2 key, and then, like, how is that not a win? I don't know. Yeah, they're going to get double in endgame scoring, but they're not going to get like 12 free Orin landscape points and like a million. Like they're like Orin are also going to have endgame cult points too, and it's not any kind of guarantee that Orin are like winning both networks or anything like that. It's not like they're necessarily getting 32 network points over Orin. Like it's probably more like 24 or something like that. And the two key town is just disgusting. Though, okay, I will say I'm looking at the cults right now, and Ornn are getting trolled on the cults more than I expected them to. Darklings have already sent 2 priests to 3 spots, and Nomad sent first priest to fire. So that's not especially good for them. But I think everyone else's game just kind of looks disastrous. Other than maybe mermaids, like Darklings just look really cramped. Nomads lost their sanctuary town spot. It's now their connection is also gross, and you're fighting with Darklings for basically the same hexes to connect, right? Like there's a war over A4, I think. Like aren't both factions trying to connect via A4 here? Yeah, I mean, I think Darklings need to access the West, but I don't even think accessing the West is a guarantee that Darklings compete here. I think they still have problems after that. All right, so we did in fact get Orin on big building tile, Nomads on cult coins, Darklings on 6 coins, and Mermaids on the spade. I think we think that Orin's plan here is to just go Stronghold, probably for a scoring favor, though. It could easily be just Fire 1 here, honestly, as Orin. Fire and Ice scoring's on. If you think that Fire 1 might help you get some kind of network going, definitely could be Fire 1 here. I think Darkling's plan is, just get out 2 dwellings here. They went Fire 1, Earth 1, so they already have their scoring favor secured. Just lock up some space here. A6, B5. Get their sank town spot carved out. Surely Orin just goes Stronghold 2 key town. I think the only question is the favor. Mermaids are going Sanctuary just to get Earth 1. I really don't care for that move at all, especially because that does not turn into a town. I think if there was any doubt in my mind that it was Orin before that Sanctuary, I think that Sanctuary from Mermaids, I think, is going to hurt them quite a bit. Landscape plus F3. Yeah, I mean, sure, you can burn your landscape and double dig a hex. I mean, maybe that's worth it. But I think building an expensive sanctuary and only to have it be contributing to an ugly town like that is, not saying it's good. Yeah. I mean, it might still be the best move, after the fact, once you've built the sanctuary. But I think if that's all your sanctuary is doing for you on Mermaids, I think it's quite a bad sanctuary. I think it was just a kind of a panic, I want Earth 1 grab. But I mean, Fire and Ice scoring's on. Like, surely it's like you want a better economy than that. I think if anybody has a shot at beating Orin now, it's Darklings. I think honestly that Merm Sanctuary might be so bad that it makes me think that they're now the favorites for last. Like I think that's brutally painful to build that Sank. I mean, I don't I don't hate the Sank globally as like a building. Like Mr. Fickles really doesn't care for it. I don't always hate building the Sanctuary, but on a faction like Mermaids where it's expensive and you're in a game where Fire and Ice scoring is on, so you're really rewarded for your economy. Like I think building the Sanctuary there is just really bad. Wait, I'm seeing stuff about Nomad's Earth 1? I don't see Nomad's Earth 1 on their board. I don't even see a Nomad Sanctuary. Am I behind somehow? Oh, you're just talking about Nomad's missing Earth 1 because everyone else has taken it now. Okay. So we do get 2 key out of Orin as expected, and Earth 1 instead of an economic favor, which I think is certainly defensible. So Nomads don't get their Earth 1. I think that's totally fine. This is a pretty high scoring track. Fire and Ice scoring is on. I think you can definitely get by with Water 1 here. I think the problem is that Nomads paid 1 billion points and their opening was not amazing. But I don't think their problem is missing Earth 1. I think if they got Earth 1, their game is still has a lot of problems. I still really like Orin's game. I think if anybody's contending, it's Darklings. They get onto temp ships, so they're threatening C5. I know Matt said that if they get C5, then he thinks they're in the game. I think they might honestly still have issues after that, and there goes C5 to Mermaids. Let's see if they actually build it with a priest conversion, because they don't have any workers left. Floating it surely would be insane. I hope they don't do that for their sake. Okay, they declined building it for now, but they could just be playing for a pass tile. Though I would think they would want to get on 6 coins here. Sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything that's being said in the chat and in game. Let's see. Just taking a look at the chat now. TP Rats, okay. Talking about Nomads losing Earth 1. Okay, Matt, you're saying it has to be tempo because Darkling's passed on the temp ship. Yeah, I agree. That floating it there would be crazy. That's why I was saying I really hope they don't do that, because surely Darklings would take it. Like I hope Mermaids don't think. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's just a tempo thing. Mermaids build it with their priest here. I'm still kind of confused by that tempo move. I guess Mermaids want big building here and are angling for that. Maybe. I would think they just want 6 coins. I would think they wanted to get out of the round fast. But maybe there's something I'm not seeing. So we have Darklings on temp ship. I don't know if they thought they'd be able to get C5 or if that's a play for like A4. I feel like I've been harping on A4 a lot, which feels like a meaningless hex, and there goes A4. So I don't really know where Darklings are going now. Now their temp ship is like threatening B6, and you can like at some point 3 ship over to like B8, B9, get to the east. Matt, you're saying you think Darklings want to go F2, H3, I2, I1. F2, oh, yeah, I mean, okay. That is rather silly of me not to see. It does feel like at that point, maybe Darklings are just disconnected, though. Yeah, I mean, there's still hope, I guess, with like D3 triple dig at some point here, but it feels like A3 might be going pretty soon. It feels like B3 is probably going to Orin quite quickly. So it feels like Darklings have real connection issues here. Okay, so our Darkling's going to take coins in seat 1 here. Yep. Okay, let's see. What are mermaids planning this round? Matt, you say they're double hard digging H5 this round and then passing for coins. I mean, I guess if you don't take H5 right now, you're probably losing it, and it's the dig round. Though that does feel painful to do, but I can certainly see the argument for it. Yeah. I guess it's like, what else are they doing? I mean, what else are they doing would probably be something like just taking hard digs on like single dig hexes. Yeah, like H3. That's what I was thinking. H3, B6, yeah. Because losing B6 to Darklings would be a little ugly, though. I don't know if that's in Darklings' plans. Okay, yeah, we get half dig advance from mermaids. I don't think they have the coins or workers to really make that work at this point. I don't know. Maybe their economy will hold up enough that it'll support that half dig advance. I'm not really a huge fan of that. So Nomad's still on 0 ship. They're on the Spade. They've got their Stronghold to Sandblast. Where do we think they're going? Are they trying to get their ship up this round? Probably ship to E5 this round? Connect? Pick up G6? No, we just get an immediate A3 dig. I thought that might be going at some point, but I'm kind of confused why it's going right now. They're probably not getting any leech from Orin from B3 this round, though maybe. Darklings aren't currently threatening it. I figured they would go for something like E5 or C7, something that gets them to another yellow on one ship. Okay, now Orin are also on 0 shipping. What are their plans this round? They might just take H5 here now that Mermaid's left the door open. No, they're just going shipping. Picking up probably B3. Oh, no. Fruity's deciding against that. Okay, just uses his Orin bump on Earth to get to the 8 step. And I'm kind of curious now how Darklings intend to use that temp ship tile that they got on. Because there's not a whole lot available to them. Is it just B6? Okay, it is F2, like Matt said. It's F2, H3, H2, I1, that whole stretch. And I have to think that they're planning to take D3 in time to connect. I think if they're planning on going on this like expedition south to H3 and H2, okay, mermaids take H3 now, just to, I assume, lose H2 to Darklings anyways, so this is a very ugly fight. Yeah, this is certainly not inspiring confidence in anyone but Orin, once again, if Darklings and mermaids are just going to fight like this in the south. Yeah, they get a neighbor down there, that's true. And they can just, like, yeah, they'll just use some of their priests on H1, H2, I2, and still get a 4-hex town. My concern, though, is Darklings are still only on 2 priest income, and I don't know if that's changing soon. Like, they don't have infinite priests to burn. And I think they still want to connect, and I think their connect is a triple dig and 3 ship, and that's just a lot of points, or a lot of coins, right? Like, if I'm counting right, like, I assume they're planning on connecting. 3 priests on D3. If they're trying to make a town down in the south, then that's 4 priests between those hexes, and then 3 ship. So they need another 8 priests just to do all of that, and then that's not even really that many hexes. They would still need some more priests to just dig some random stuff to expand their network. Super saying mermaids seem drunk. I don't mind, nor do I judge. Yeah, I mean, some of these decisions are a little confusing to me from mermaids, but yeah, Darklings just town H2, H1, I1, I2. Yeah, but you know, that's still a decent amount of priests. Like it is still 2 extra priests to pay for that. I guess it means you get a neighbor, but now you have to pay 2 extra priests, and your connection angle requires a ton of priests, and I do think they still want to connect. You say they just don't connect here? 0 ship? I don't love that. I think if you're not connecting here as Darklings at all, I think you're getting 0 network points and like 0 cult points, and you're just in the bin. Gonna be honest. I think if you just, I mean, you can try and play for edge scoring by just like taking H1, I1, I2, and like maybe even expanding off of that with like 1 ship and E1, D1 or something like that, and C1, B2. Trying to go for something like that, preserve at least edge score, but I don't know if that's going to work out for them. Like, it's not guaranteed that they get that space at all. Like, the issue isn't even just the issue is not just connecting. It's if you don't go for over 1 shipping, you might just have nowhere to go. Like they're quite confined right now, and it's not any kind of guarantee that they get a hex like E1 or B3 or anything like that. And then on 1 ship, you're kind of just totally confined if you start losing too many hexes. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Matt. This Orin game is sick, and I mean, I don't know. Others seem to still have hope in Darklings. I think this is just so over for Orin. It's like actually unbelievable. Like I think Orin are winning this by a country mile. Okay, maybe I'm misinterpreting what other people are saying about the Darklings game, but I thought other people had hope in Darklings. I think this is I think this is over for Oren by quite a margin. Okay, mermaids pass on to big building. Nomads get cult coins. Orn going hard digging through H5, so mermaids lose that now too. Orn don't quite have the resources to pick up I3 this round, so maybe they still lose that. Darklings pass on to priests, I assume, which means Orn gets spade again. Yeah, I mean, this Orn game is something else. Orn have kind of got a stranglehold on the cults. Like, Orn might be able to get 32 cult points here. I'm not sure Nomads will be able to defend fire, and Earth and Water are basically locked, and I don't think Darklings are going to pursue on either because they know they can just be closed in an instant. Maybe Mermaids will harass Orin on Water, but there's only one water spot left. So I think Orin don't even really have to worry too much about defending Water and Earth down and can just put a lot of cult resources into hunting fire down and securing up air, which, I mean, they're on the 6th spot and nobody else has moved on air. This is looking like 28 points or 32 points on the Colts for Orin. And probably 12 landscape points because they got 2 key and can at least get 1 more town. They're probably not getting 2 more towns, so I don't think they're going to get 16 landscape points. And they have a point lead on everyone. And honestly, their network prospects don't even look horrendous at this point. Yeah, it looks kind of over. But we'll see. I've certainly been wrong before about how different players' games are going. If Warren were down 44 points, they could lose here. Yeah, true. Yeah, man. I guess that's important to talk about. Yeah, so for those who weren't here at the beginning, the league is currently a 3-way tie at 9 points between Fruity, Kodum, and Eric. And then Phyrext is on 0 points, and Red Rain is not currently playing this game. It's his bye, and he's on 3 points. So if Fruity wins this game, then he'll be on 15, and then if Darklings get second, then second place will only be on 10. So Fruity will have a 5-point lead on the next placed player. And who hasn't played their bye yet, I guess, is an important question. Okay, so Kodum still has to play his bye as well. So, yeah, a 5-point margin. I mean, Kodum would be... I mean, Kodum is just... unless he wins today, I think is basically just done. If Eric gets last, it's actually over. What? Because Fruity has tie breaks over Eric? Because obviously Eric could get first place in the final week, and then I don't know what the tiebreakers are, but Eric would have to get first place in the final week, and then Fruity would have to get last in the final week. Eric could get first and Fruity. Yeah. Right, Red. Yeah. I don't know how the tie breaks work. We have Orn on Tempship this round. I was expecting them to pass on to the Spade. I missed that. So I guess they're trying to pick up like I3 or I4, B6. Yeah, so they got to 2-ship. So they're threatening B6 now, Orn are. I wouldn't think they're going to be allowed to have that. Though wait, they're on 2-ship and Kodam already passed up the chance to build that, so I guess Orn are getting B6. They're getting B6, though Fruity's cursor is over I4, so I guess his intention is to build there first. I figured Orn would be targeting B6 because it gets them to A9, but I4 gets them over to like H7, H8, I guess. Isama, you're saying that Orn wants 3 towns, I4, I5, H7, H8. I guess that seems ambitious, given how many expensive TPs that would probably require. I mean, Yellow's not guaranteed to neighbor you there, though, right? Like, do you think it's a guarantee that Yellow come to G5? And what is that Mermaid's dig? Mermaid's double dig. Okay, Mermaid's got their digs fully upgraded and take H7. It does get them 2 natural hexes. I missed the second dig upgrade. It must have happened this round, because last round they were too poor, if I remember right. So their digs are fully upgraded, and they want like F8 and H9, and maybe even like a really awkward looking town over there. I don't think that's really a problem for Orn, though. I mean, it just means they get B6 now. They're not getting 3 towns. I never really thought that Orn had enough to get 3 towns here. But they pick up an edge hex and I4. Now Fruity's got his cursor on B6, just waiting to build that. He'll pick up A9. You can even like 3-ship and maybe pick up E7 in time before like Mermaids troll them off of it. I3 is still available for another edge hex. Darklings are on 0 ships still. I guess there's no way Darklings are planning on connecting at this point, I think. I mean, I'm sure they'll do it if they're just offered a last-minute connection, but surely Orn are going to like take B3 here. And I think 3-ship plus a triple dig on D3 is probably just too much to ask of Darklings. Yeah, I agree, Red, but like there's no way that Orn are getting 3 towns, right? Like even before they lost H7, I don't think that was happening. You think it doesn't look impossible? I guess with a bridge, yeah, B7, A9, A10 with a bridge. Yeah, honestly, that looks probably more feasible than the South town with I5 and H7 and H8 was. If he gets B7. Yeah, I guess you think Mermaids are threatening B7, maybe? I don't think Nomads are coming for it, are they? Yeah, if Mermaids dig it, right, yeah. I think even without that town, this just feels over, but... I mean, I guess Mermaids could go for it. I don't think Mermaids should go for it, right? Like, what are they doing with B7? They already took their wild double dig with H7. I mean, B7 doesn't even lead to a nice town spot. I mean, I guess you can go B7, B8 and make a town out of that. and you've got full digs, but I guess. 0 town merms. No, I mean, I think this is probably 2 town merms. I think just both towns are going to be very ugly. Like, very ugly. Yeah, it is a terrible town, but like all of their town spots are pretty terrible. So yeah, maybe B7's honestly a good dig. I don't even know, honestly. The Merms towns on this map aren't too bad, honestly. It's just Merms are in a sandwich and went Sanctuary round 2. I think that makes their town potential look worse than it otherwise would be. I'm not going to say mermaids are like have dreamy town spots on this map, but this is not exactly a normal mermaids game. Okay, so Fruity is secured up B6 and A9. Probably builds I3 now. Oh no, he's just bumping fire? Okay. Wants some power off that track. Just getting his actions out of the way. Matt, you think this is quite bad? This map is quite bad for mermaids? I don't know if I'd say quite bad. It's certainly their worst map, but I think that's just because they're so good elsewhere. I think they're at least average here, right? I don't know. I don't think they're like a terrible faction on lakes. I think they're just like really good on most other maps, and on lakes they're just kind of fine. Okay, looking at the point total, points on the board currently are pretty equal between Orin, Darklings, and Mermaids, but endgame scoring and incoming Orin landscape points kind of really changed that. Nomads are still quite far behind, but have a lot of Water 1 TPs to build, but their town spots also look quite bad. Darklings probably have one more town coming. Same with Orin. This might be a one-town Nomads game. Honestly, no, they've got the Stronghold out in the east. Surely they'll find a town out of that over there. So it's probably 2 more Nomads towns, 1 more Darkling town, 1 more Orin town, and probably 2 Mermaids towns. Green is secretly second best on lakes. I don't agree with that at all. Gray is definitely the second best color on lakes. And if it's not gray, it's like, honestly, it's maybe yellow. I don't know. Maybe calling yellow second best is like psychotic. I think gray is clear second best after brown. Like, dwarves are trash here, but that's because they're dwarves. Like, in this map layout is very unfriendly to them. But like a generic gray with shipping is just quite good here. Now, you think black is better than yellow on lakes? Maybe. I can't say I'm an experienced lakes player. But in the amount of experience I do have, I would generally prefer playing yellow over black. I mean, like, the black factions are obviously better, but I guess I just like the shipping lanes that yellow has on this map. But yeah, I mean, I don't really feel strongly about any color after brown and gray. I think brown's clearly the best and gray is next, and then after that it probably is kind of close between a lot of colors. Oh, whoa. How did I miss that? When did that happen? So Darklings did manage to get B3, which I thought was basically never going to happen. I mean, I think Darkling's game is still quite painful, but it does make their connection much easier now. Now they can just two-ship, and that was only a double dig. Yes, Nomads do still have 19 points. Surely the Water 1 TPs that are coming will make up for that, surely. I mean, they will get a lot of Water 1 TP points, and they've got towns coming, but I think it's just too little too late from Nomads here. And Nomads also still have to 3-ship if they want to connect, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I mean, I don't see any other angle. With their coin situation, that doesn't look very fun to have to do. And also, I mean, honestly, that's just quite a few priests to devote to that. Ornn are going chasing them up fire, so I think my prediction of Ornn possibly getting 32 cult points this game is looking pretty solid. Like I said, I don't think they're going to get the third town for 16 landscape points, but that does look like 32 cult points to me. Yeah, Nomads have point issues. They still need to 3-ship. That's pretty brutal. Nomads get their first town, and they took a priest town, which honestly, I feel like they need more economy than that. I thought they would want a ship town or like a coin town. Just because I assume with the network they're going to build, surely they want to connect, and that requires 3-ship. And they still have a bunch of dwellings and TPs to build, and their economy isn't great. I really thought they would take an economic town there, not a priest town. I mean, I know they need the points, but I think it's more profitable to just play hard into network here rather than taking high point towns. I think if you just take a bunch of high point towns here as Nomads, there's a risk you're not going to win, not going to win network, or not going to win edge, or worse, not be able to connect or something like that. I think they needed an economic town there, but maybe Eric has calculated that he doesn't need it. His coins look better than maybe I initially thought. He's got a lot of power in both 3, at least 12 coins next round. You think green wins network? Yeah, maybe. I mean, green had a really great start, but I think green's main game is cults here. I don't think their dreams are winning network. I think they're just trying to get some network points. I think if Nomads go full economy here, they definitely can beat green's network pretty easily. Green's easy expansion is now done. They have I3, and maybe Mermaids will let them have E7. And then they have no more native hexes, and they don't have upgraded digging. They don't have a Nomad Stronghold. So I don't think Fruity thinks he's winning network here ordinarily. Maybe he'll be able to scam first network somehow, but I don't think he should be winning network. Okay, so Nomads get on the big building tile, so at least they get 8 points out of that. That'll help their point total somewhat. Mermaids and Darklings on the big coins tiles. I assume Fruity is going to pass on to Spade with an extra coin on it here. Taking Workers action. I'm a bit confused by that. I guess he wants to make a TP here. In the TP round, yeah, it produces some more coins. That's fair. Oh no, he just builds another dwelling. Bitcoin lacking, but I guess there's 3 coins on the spade at least. It's got some power in both 3. It's not too bad. Plus, you'll get at least 6 points from the temple reward next round. Or at least 6 coins, excuse me. Whoa. Whoa. Fruity just put his cursor on B8 as if to half Colt Spade that. I don't know if he was legitimately considering that for a second. What? Okay, I mean, I guess he doesn't want to put it on B7 because he just thinks mermaids are digging it back immediately, but surely you could put it on, like, F5 or something like that, right? Maybe he thinks mermaids would dig F5 also. Okay, he's just putting it on B7. And just saying, screw it, I hope mermaids don't take that. Unfortunately for him, mermaids are not offered the coins action. Okay, they just build a temple to take water 1, make sure they get that. They don't care about denying Orin B7. So maybe the 3-town Orin dream is happening and they can get 16 landscape points. We'll see. Okay, they need a bridge to do that. What kind of bridge pressure is left in the game? Darklings probably don't want one. Nomads definitely don't want one. Nomads could town with B8 and C9, is that? Or C8, I guess, whatever that yellow hex in the east is. And that would require a bridge. Mermaids don't want a bridge, so I think the remaining bridge demand is at most 2 here, so Orange should be fine getting that bridge for a bridge town. Let's see, what are Darkling's plans the rest of the game? They maybe have 3-town dreams with B3 through D1 plus H1, that H1, H2, I1, I2 cluster in the south, though it's unclear whether they're going to have the economy to be able to do that. There might wind up being Fire 2 pressure this game. If Orin and Darklings are trying to 3-town and Mermaids towns are really awkward. I don't know if Nomads would ever have any... Yeah. I commented on that last round, Red. I missed when it happened. It was at least early last round. I was not expecting them to get B3, but they've had it for like a round now. I missed exactly when it happened, but I did not expect that at all. I thought for sure Darkling's connection was just dead and Orin would shut that down. Yeah. It's easy to miss things. I mean, I missed it at the time that it happened. I didn't see it when it happened. I must have been a few turns slow to it or something. But they Darklings can have 3-town aspirations now. I really have no idea if they're rich enough to afford it, though. They would need... Okay, so they need 4 more structures, and they'd need to build 4 dwellings, a temple, and 4 TPs. That's quite a bit for them to afford, I think. But maybe they can do it if they take like a worker town or something like that and get on like a coins tile for next round. Yeah, they probably can. It seems like a lot, but they probably can do it somehow. And I think it definitely is worth it. And they do have permanent 2-ship now. I thought they got B3 on temp ship, but no, they have permanent 2-ship now. So they're just connected already. So they don't need to take a shipping town or anything like that. Losing I2 to Mermaids is very painful, though, actually. They now need a triple dig to get that town instead of just a single dig. So now they would need... so they went from only needing 4 digs to get their 2 towns to needing 6 digs. I mean, I guess their priest income is high enough that it's fine. They've got 3 priests and 4 priest income. So I guess that's fine. Though it maybe hurts their ability to get out more structures. Just losing single digs like that is actually quite painful. I have no idea. I guess, like, wait, what is the point of that mermaid stick? Am I missing something? The mermaid sank is already committed. What, like, what is the point of I2? And they can't use a bridge to make it a 4 hex town with F3. Oh, landscape. I keep forgetting landscapes. Thank you. Yeah. All right. They just want a landscape town out of that. All right. Sure. Yeah. Okay, so that's their landscape town. So is this just one town mermaids? I mean, they can try in the east southeast down there, but they're neighborless is the problem. So I don't know if they're going to be able to make that work. I mean, maybe they're just trying to make like a big dwelling town, but they're really short of structures. They need like they're maybe hoping for like H7, H8, G7, and like a TP somewhere. Like maybe they can eke out 2 towns here, but it's quite ugly to do. Orin are just cruising along still here. Closing out some cults. Okay, we haven't talked too much about the edge scoring race. We've talked generally about network. Let's see. All right, so nomads are at 5 on the northern edge and nothing else currently. They'll probably pick up like C8 or whatever that eastern yellow is. And oh, excuse me, they're at 6 in the north. So nomads currently have 6 edge. Darklings have 3 currently. Mermaids are on only 2 edge scoring, and Orin are on 3, soon to be 4 once they build a 10. So I think it looks like most likely, I think nomads will hold on to edge scoring here. Darklings are looking like either second place or first equal for edge. And then it's kind of it looks like a bit of a weak fight for third place between mermaids and Orin here. Okay, overall network looks like Orin will surely be able to get down to 3. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get down to 2 structures. Darklings, if they're getting their towns out, they might be able to get down to... They might be able to clear their TPs and build all those dwellings, which would be 3 structures left, because I assume they're not building their stronghold for the landscape. Mermaids also looking like they might get down to 3 structures, I think. It should be a close network race. Okay, 2 copies of Fire 2 are now gone. Be curious when... I assume Fruity is going to secure that this round since it's temple scoring. Unless he thinks he can get that. No, there's no way he's getting a 3rd town without Fire 2. Is it just me? But if Darklings get 3 towns and TPs and get big building tile, they can be competitive. I mean, they didn't get big building tile. They already passed out of the round. But also, I mean, their cults are bad. Like, I mean, they're not horrible right now, but like, there's a decent chance they get passed on both earth and water here, and like are down to only 4 cult points or something like that. It's unclear to me whether they'll be able to get many overall network points, like regular network, not Fire and Ice scoring. They should be able to get like 12 or 15 Fire and Ice scoring, I think. They've got a lot of points in hand. But, I mean, you also, like, Fruity's on 73 points, but he's really on 81 points, right? Like, he's got at least 8 more landscape points coming in. So if you put Fruity on 81 right now and account for the fact that I think Fruity also has 2 towns coming, I don't really see a way that Fruity loses this, honestly. And he's going to secure the bridge here, make sure he doesn't lose his 3rd town. Yep. And probably takes Fire 2. And then if they both have 2 towns coming, I think their network scoring between regular network and edge scoring will be similar. Both same towns coming. Orin have 8 landscape points coming, and if they get 2 more towns, they probably just close out every cult, so they have 12 more landscape points coming. And then if they have 12 more landscape points coming, then they're basically on equal points to Darklings right now, with way better cult scoring in the end. I mean, the one thing is Orin don't have Water 1, and Darklings do, which is actually pretty big. But it just doesn't seem like enough. It does look to me like Darklings have 2nd place, though. I mean, I don't want to do too much, detailed accounting on stream here, because I don't think it's the most fun way to analyze, but I think Orin have enough here. I think it's 3 towns, 4 cults, 12 more landscape points, and solid network at the end, and that's just going to be too much. Nomads are still on 38 points, and I think are just last. I mean, even though Mermaid's game is like very strange and I don't really love the way it looks, I think that's just too many points to overcome for Nomads, even with the 8 points coming off the big building tile. So if I had to guess right now, it's Orin, then Darklings, then Mermaids, then Nomads. Orin are basically out of actions. They can just hard dig now. That's basically it, or make a TP out of round, which is maybe worth it just for the coin income. Or they can down convert some workers to coins to make a temple, is maybe what they're debating, because they're going to need Fire too. Yeah, I think they're debating that. Yeah, here come worker conversions to make this temple, I think. pick up Fire 2, make sure they have that. Yep. Hit it in the temple round. It's going to need a temple for Sanctuary down there anyways. And then I assume they're trying to get on a coins tile. They're never getting on big building here. And they kind of need the coins anyway with that expensive Sanctuary. And that is every Fire 2 gone. Oh no, they took Air 1, which, yeah, makes sense. I guess get 2 points out of it this round. And you're not really concerned about Nomads taking Fire 2 away from you, I guess. If they were going to do it, they would have done it this round. Though maybe that's what is coming right now. So we get a temple from Nomads. It feels like they really shouldn't need Fire 2, but they could be going for Fire 2, which would be quite painful for Orin. I thought they were going to secure Fire 2 instead of take the 2 points. Okay, no. Nomads go Water 2, which I think makes a lot more sense. And yeah, Orin just pass on to 6 coins. Nomads then... Oh, Nomads can just chase down Water here, so Orin maybe do not get the 32-point Cult Dream, because I think Nomads might be going triple Temple here. Bump Water, and then Temple for Water 3. They have enough. No, they just make a TP. Which, I guess that's not surprising. It's only 1 point less than making it in the TP round. And they're already overproducing priests as is, so making another temple would be a bit rough for economy. Okay. Then just looking at the town situation while we wait for Fruity to accept or decline this leech. So not many towns off so far. All the priest towns are gone, as is Tuki, obviously, and that's it. So we got all the worker towns, all the coin towns, both shipping towns, both... Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't even notice he was missing a TP on the board, right, man? But even if he had a TP on the board, it was just... I think it was probably too rough on his economy anyways to just make another temple for... Another non-producing temple just to close down Water probably would be a bit much. As it is, he threatens to close down Water right now, though that's probably Fruity's first move is to just close out the Water cult here. Since he's in C3 and things like coins action will be gone. I imagine Fruity just closes down Water with his orange Stronghold bump. And then after that, he's probably going to Sank for Fire 2, get his, and then make a TP to get his first town. And it's unclear what town Orin want. Probably Worker Town or Coin Town. It could just be 11-point town, honestly. Darklings likely want Darkling's probably just rip coins action, and then I think we'll be going after worker towns. Fruity has basically exactly enough for Sanctuary plus 2 TP plus ship advance. Yeah, but I assume Fruity wants to build dwellings and stuff on top of that, right? Also, he's getting 2 towns worth of economy, unless you're saying he has basically from the towns probably then build the last TP. Is building the last TP better than? Oh, I guess he'll only be on 2 ships, so he won't see F7 or sorry E7. So maybe he won't build a dwelling after that, which will be a bit sad for his network prospects, but maybe he doesn't need network prospects. I assume Fruity will be going for something like Worker Town, Coin Town, or something like that if they're available, or maybe just a ship town. Darklings, I think, are just taking coins action here, and then are probably going only after Worker Towns, or like Worker Town, 11-point town, or maybe 11-point town, Cold Town. I think Darklings are just going high point towns here because they already have their 2 ship. The priest towns are all gone, so I think they just want like workers and points and stuff. I don't think they need any more coins than what they have. And Fruity's cursor is already hovering over the orange stronghold, so I assume he is doing what I predicted and just closing out water first action. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Yusama, but he doesn't have Fruity doesn't have any natural greens within 2 ship is the thing. So he doesn't have water 1, but maybe there just won't really be a great way to eke out more dwellings. There's no guarantee he'll be rich enough to take like a spade action or anything like that, or ship another time. Maybe he'll take like a ship town plus, like maybe ship town plus worker town, and then go 3 ship and then pick up F7. I keep saying F7. It's E7. But E7 is under threat from mermaids. There's no guarantee that Orin even get E7. Dig advance is still more than TP. No, dig advance isn't more efficient than TP. A dig advance is 6 points for. It's not. I don't think dig advance is better. For one thing, Orents need to at least build 1 TP. At least need to build 2 TPs just to get their towns out, for one thing. Oh, you just mean for the very... Yeah, okay, after the town. So instead of building the last TP, even if you're not building a dwelling, I don't know if he'll have enough stuff. I haven't been counting his resources methodically. But yeah, if he's got enough, if it's build the last TP or dig advance, and that's all he can do, then dig advance is marginally better. But that last TP is actually worth 4 points because he's got air 1. So it's not even that much better. And you're losing 2 coins out of it. So that's probably a resource point that you're losing. So it's probably only 1 point better to dig advance than to build the final TP. So it's really not much. Okay, let's see. Still no towns off the board this round that weren't already off the board. Nobody seems in a huge rush. Nomads are just going to sandblast some hex to pick up their town. Okay, Darklings are picking up E1 here. Even more edge scoring. Okay, so if Darklings have enough to pick up E1 plus D1... All right, let's see. 3, 4, 3. So Darklings will likely get 7 for edge scoring, it looks like. C1, D1, E1, G1, H1, I1, plus A6, if I'm counting that correct. Nomads are currently on 6 or 7, and then they'll pick up an 8th with D9, so still looks like Nomads are going to win edge scoring here, which I don't really think matters all that much for Nomads themselves. I think they're probably just last here, but it does take points away from Darklings they won't get. It's not like they're getting 18 edge scoring or even 15, I don't think. I think they're just getting 12. Okay, here comes Nomad's Town. See what they're going for. Maybe just 11-point town. Yeah, they just want the points. They feel like they have enough resources. But now Nomads are done towning and are still many points behind everyone else with bad cults and only... they might get 32 points, 36 points of network scoring. I don't know if they'll be able to win regular network outright. Certainly Nomads get down to 3 structures. Yeah, Nomads will get down to 2 structures easily. They don't have a Sandblast left, but they've got 2 natural yellows to build. Though they do still need to ship twice. So that's a bit of a problem. So Nomads need to spend 8 coins on shipping. Can they afford... So Nomads definitely have enough to get down to 2 structures. I think they're probably too poor to get down to 1 structure. But 2 structures might be enough to just win network outright here, I think. So Nomads probably do get 36 network points, but very minimal cult points. And they're just done towning, so it's just not going to be enough. Okay, so Fruity took a coin town. I predict worker town for the other town. Cult town? What? Wait, what? Wait, why is he taking Cult Town? He had a water 2-step. What? Yeah, but I mean, he can just use the. Doesn't he have? He's got a spare priest to use to close out the other. He's got a water 2-step, and he's got a priest to spare to close whichever cult remains. Yeah, it saves him a priest, but I mean, I guess he wants to use both priests to ship. I guess that's the argument. Is use both priests to ship. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's just 2 shipping and then building E7 if E7's available. That's fair. Yeah. Oh, you think he's going digging for points instead of like building? I figured he's going triple ship and then hoping E7 is still there. Yeah, it's fair. It's probably Cult Town. It just looks so wrong when he has a water 2-step to close out one of the cults and can just close the other one with a priest. But using that priest, I guess, is a bit painful. Which I guess he should have. It feels like he should have passed on to cult coins though if he was going to do that. But and then you can take a E7 might just do nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I guess network. I mean, it's unclear. I mean, it's really unclear to me what the hell mermaids are doing for the rest of this round. So, yeah, he's got Earth 1, so it does that at least. But, I mean, I think if it's just Earth 1 points and it has no network implications, it's probably better to do something else. Like just go digging or something like that. I like dig once, ship once. But I think it might have network implications, right? Like I think it's going to tie Darkling's network, right? Like you get down to 3 structures. I don't think Darklings are getting to 2, and I think mermaids might be able to get to down to 4 or something like that. Ship plus dwelling is cheaper than dig here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. But I never know. It's hard to keep track of everything going on in the game and also vaguely try to look at what chat is doing or saying. Let's see. Oh, wait, what? Oh, who dug D3? Wait, what? Okay, I need to go back in the game logs and see who dug D3. Did Darklings dig that for them? Oh, no. Wait, Fruity took double dig. What? D3, A8. How did I miss that? And wait, when did A8 get turned gray? Man. Yeah, turns out it is hard. I mean, I guess it's still ship again, but no, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so Darklings are nearly done. They still have a town coming. I mean, Darklings. Okay, there's their last town, Darklings. Darklings are only getting down to 4 structures, so I thought they might be able to get down to 3, but it looks like only 4. So Orin will have 6 network over Darklings and a whole bunch of cult points over Darklings. And then they'll lose, it looks like 6 Fire and Ice scoring to Darklings. So I think network will be a wash. And then it's just a big cult swing for Orin to put them over the top of Darklings.
Hi, how are we doing?
But it does look closer than I thought it would be. Darklings comfortably have second place here. Unless I'm miscounting and they somehow have eked out first place, but this definitely looks like Orin to me. Yeah, the cult sweep is just wild.
Hey, Skoomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun cult sweep.
Yeah, huge cult sweep. Nice game. I haven't counted it explicitly, but surely you have this over Darklings, right?
I mean, 100%. They've got a lot of points, though, haven't they?
They do have a lot of points. They do have a lot of points.
So I'm not totally sure.
But
Yeah.
I think this is enough.
How's the casting been?
Oh, it's been fun. I missed plenty throughout that game, but it was fun. It was fun. It's definitely a fun game to spectate. I did not expect. There were a lot of things in those early rounds that I did not expect from a lot of people, but it was fun to cast.
I did not expect to get a double dig on C3 in round one. That was not on my bingo card. So yeah, that made the game go a lot better than it could have.
Yeah, I first did not expect mermaids to pass up double dig, and
Yeah,
then didn't necessarily expect nomads to pass up double dig after that. Though they weren't really offered it. I thought maybe they were fearful of getting leech denied for it, and
yeah,
decided to just take single spade. But it did mean giving C3 to you, which felt very painful.
yeah. My
Um,
read was that they were going to get leech denied, uh, so it was right for them to single dig on D5. But yeah, yeah, mermaids, that was painful. Taking the piece and then Darkling sending first piece to water was a bit painful for them, wasn't it?
I was also surprised. This was much later in the game. I was definitely surprised you let Darklings get B3. I thought you were going to secure that. Could you just not spare the structures?
It was tricky because I had because mermaids had advanced dig and I had
Hmm. Hmm.
I3, I4, B6, and B3 all kind of wanted the ball, and that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
kind of the least important for me. But I didn't realize how important it was for Darklings, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I didn't
yeah.
realize
Because
how
if
well it was.
Darklings lose that, I think their connection is just dead. Um, I mean, they can connect with D3, but then they have to three ship and triple dig that, and that seems maybe a step too
Right.
far for them.
Yeah, I was totally sleeping on their connection issues. Yeah, I was focusing on my own game too much, I think, and yeah, I didn't realize they'd end up having such a good game either.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, as soon as you got through on C3, that was one of the consequences I spotted. Actually, was Darklings now as a result of you getting in on C3. I was pretty concerned for Darkling's connection immediately because I thought you'd beat them to B3, and then I thought Nomads would do this line in the north, and then as soon as they lose A4 and B3, then it's their only option is triple ship plus triple dig,
mm,
which is pretty brutal.
okay, well, if I don't win this, then that might be the mistake that causes it. Uh,
Well, well, as chat's pointing out, it is only +3 for connecting because mermaids tie their network and they don't need the seventh edge building for second place outpost scoring. Six outposts would have been enough for
good
second
spot.
place there. So they don't need A6, I guess.
Good spot.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
used to spend a lot of time trying to like stop opponents connecting, and then I kind of realized it seemed to cost me games as often as it won me games. Sometimes, like you stop the wrong opponent connecting, and suddenly you kind of,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
oh, it's actually +0. Kodum got to 15 structures, which I thought there was no way that was happening.
Oh wow,
Um, uh, so
it was a fun digging
yeah,
mermaid game. Yeah.
yeah, that was interesting. I definitely did not expect the early digs out of them. There were a lot of weird things that came out of that mermaids game I wasn't expecting. I just thought you were going to take B3 just because it was a natural hex. I didn't necessarily think like, oh, you're thinking I just got to shut down Darkling's connection. I thought it was just one ship natural hex that you were just going to take before they got around to it. But they got their shipping up to 2 earlier than I expected, and then
Mm,
took it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, though they're also pointing out in chat. Yeah, just getting the town spot out of it, even if it means nothing for connection, is just. And I mean, it doesn't directly influence the edge scoring in terms of like B3. Like they didn't need to connect for edge scoring, but they needed to pick up C1, D1, and E1 in time, which I guess they could have done off of F2. But maybe then they would have like lost the race to like
Mm,
B2 or C1 to Nomads or something like that.
yeah.
It's unclear.
Okay. Looks like I might have just got it.
Yeah, because they've got 12 network coming, and
Oh, Ferg said in the chat.
you've got you've got 15, right?
Yeah, we've got Hubert, who's Ferg said has just turned up. So we were just talking about the Darklings
Oh
game.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
good game. Close. We're just talking about me letting Darklings get connection on B3, Hubert. Which I didn't spot. Um, good.
I was
Yeah.
surprised Eric was able to salvage decent points out of this and get third here. I thought Eric
No.
was last. He was on like 38 points coming into round 6, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. They had a lot of points to make up, but yeah, keeps the title race alive.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
and
you definitely do have a pretty big advantage though. So you're now on 15 points and Eric is on 10.
yeah,
Um,
I think that was
so
paid off the last
five
game.
point lead is, yeah. If you just play some, I mean, you could just play something, a very conservative game that feels safe and try to like play for a lower place, or just be aggressive against Eric and make his
Right,
game
yeah,
bad.
yeah. That's more my
Uh,
style, to be honest.
yeah. I feel like a lot of people don't actually play that way, but
Yeah.
if you do play it as a 1v1, then yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
It feels pretty secure, but there's always a chance. Very nice Orin game. I didn't expect a lot of what happened round 1.
Yeah, I mean that's the like the ideal thing to have. Round 2, Tukey Town with a stronghold, like to get that with Orin, then they can be an okay faction, right? So yeah, that was nice, but a lot of things had to fall right for it to happen. So yeah,
Yeah,
good man. Well, thanks so much for casting this. I will look forward to watching it back.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I might be blabbering at various points because I'm just looking at the chat or whatever and trying to keep up. But it was definitely a super interesting game to spectate.
nice one. Thanks. Right, we'll leave it there then. And thanks everyone in the
Yeah,
chat. Looks like you had a load of people chatting away. So that's good. That's always makes it more fun, doesn't it?
yeah,
Nice. All right. Thanks a lot, Scooby, and thanks everyone
yeah.
else.
Nice game.
Bye for now.